What's up, y'all? So, I've been trying to come up with like a video idea or something to put out for y'all, since I can't go kayak, and I'm kind of iffy about going backpacking because I feel like, setting up everything and taking it back down and getting back in a pack is gonna be tough. So what I decided was there was a lot of people asking about the cooler I won, in the raffle at Rockadock. And I figured instead of just making a generic list and throwing it on Facebook and being like, oh yeah, this is what I got, I want to make a video on it. Trip's mom put all this together and she did a fantastic job. I don't know if she did it on her own or asked Trip what all to get, but either way, this is a lot of great stuff. And some of it I do have already, and I'm not gonna let that go to waste. I'm gonna come up with some kind of challenges or something for subscribers soon, and I'll get the stuff to y'all to get y'all rolling, kind of hook you know, pass it along, kind of hook y'all up too. But I want to go through it a little bit and tell y'all what I was in here. So it's a Pelican 20 quart cooler to start with, which is really nice. It's like a double wall design, kind of like a Yeti or, you know, one of the other big brands. I haven't got to test it yet. I'm probably going to throw some ice in there once I find somewhere to put all this other than in the cooler, and test its ice retention. But we'll just start going through the stuff and I'll kind of break down what you'd use it for. So right off the rip, you got a dry sack. It's a 35-liter dry sack by Rock Creek, which it's pretty much standard size I use regardless. This would be good for your sleep system, especially if you're like a hammock camper. Throw, you know, your insulation in there. So it's a good size for that. And I'm just gonna shuffle stuff over as I go. There's these Paratender zipper pulls. I'm gonna put these on my backpack. Some of y'all know I'm getting into backpacking now. I was actually gonna have my first trip this coming up weekend. I was gonna go hike Mount Yona, but you know, it's been put off. It's gonna happen though. But basically this has, you've got paracord here that you could take apart and use, but they have a fire starter in them. So let me get a close-up of that. I don't know if it'll focus, but you can use this to start fires if you need to. So, and it's just a bigger grab for your zippers, so you're not grabbing this little bitty thing on your pack. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about that. This is one of the things that I believe I'm either going to let someone start using this when they borrow one of my setups, or this will be one of the things that I get one of y'all rolling with. It's a Hex Tarp. The underside is actually reflective on this one, so if you need to get the sun off of you, you flip it upside down and it's got a reflective material. But it's very, very nice, and apparently it can be used in case you're stranded and need a little something to keep you warm. The inside is like, can be used as a thermal blanket, which is also cool. You never know when a crazy situation is going to roll up. So these things, I got super excited when I pulled these out, and I'm sorry I didn't do this and open it for y'all, but I was really excited when I got home and just kind of tore into it. And I didn't do it there because I knew I'd make a mess or lose stuff. But there's 3 packs of gear ties, the Night Eyes gear ties. This one's got 8 in it. This one has 8 in it. And then this one's same thing, 8. So it's several multi-packs of different sizes and lengths from what I can tell. These things are amazing. They have saved my butt a few times. I use these to organize my charging cables and stuff. When I take a battery bank, take the camera with me, take my phone. My charging cables, the first few trips were all over the place, so I went and got some of these. And what I do is I get the charging cables rolled up and then twist tie them, and it makes a neat little bundle that you can just pull out as you need. I have used some of these on one of my dry bags. The strap broke, which is how I actually fasten it to the kayak normally, as like a double, you know, bungee's got it, but then it's fastened that way as well. I used these to actually go through where you roll the top and clip to the bungee cord, and did one on each side and had zero problems. So these things just have so many uses. This is one of those I feel like everybody should have some of these on them, even daily use at all times, but especially when you're out and about and it's something, if something minor breaks and you just need to be able to get home with it, it works great. She put some paddle gloves in here. I've actually never used paddle gloves, and I've always kind of wondered, there's been times where, what was that? Well, there's been times where, you know, I've rubbed here raw, so I'm gonna give these a shot and see what I think about some paddle gloves. And like I said, some of this stuff is stuff I wouldn't have thought to buy myself, but it's very cool, and I'm definitely gonna use it. This thing's cool. So, and I've thought about using this in the summer for some ultra light backpacking. Just take a tarp and this thing. So it's a pyramid mosquito net. Basically you tie the corners out and then figure out a way to hang the center up, and it's basically a tent without a tarp on it. So this thing could be used as, I ain't gonna lie, down in Florida I'd like to have this thing with me at all times, because there's some giant mosquitoes down there and they will jack you up. But I was looking at this as also, since it's not very heavy, if I can get the ridge line for the tarp going across, this center section I can suspend from that, and then you're in a net, have your sleeping pad down there, and then you're covered from rain as well. As, you know, good weather situations, this could be a very ultralight option to take. Pretty cool. I like it. Here's a Sea to Summit nylon stuff sack. I'm definitely going to use this for clothes with backpacking. This is a 9 liter. And I'll probably use it for clothes when we go on kayak trips as well. It's a perfect size for that. I mean, I know some people take multiple changes of clothes. I usually take sleeping clothes and then my day clothes when we go out. Now, if we're car camping, yeah, I take me some clothes, because who don't like some fresh drawers and some fresh socks? So here's a, I've already pulled this out and played with it. That's why the packaging's kind of it was packaged much nicer. I messed with it. It's a mosquito head net. This thing would have came in handy. We went and checked out Cypress Springs, and we came back, I guess where the hurricane came through, off of the sides of the parking lot had been flooded. And where that standing water is, apparently about 9 billion mosquitoes have been reproducing. So while I was putting my kayak back on top and strapping it down, I got about 200 mosquito bites on my neck and face, and that's the only place they bothered with, because I had the is it Dr. Murphy's mosquito spray? I had it all in my arms and legs. They weren't messing with that, but my face, they ate that up. This is also something awesome. This is it's a camp towel. This one's by Rock Creek. What I like about this, and if you look at getting little camp towels and stuff, I would look for this too. One, it weighs nothing. Two, this is the case it's in. It's got these little holes here along the front and back. So if you put it up and it's still a little bit of damp, and I'll probably end up putting a carabiner through here and fastening it, or through this other strap and fastening it to the outside of my pack or whatever I'm using. And if you kind of leave it out, let it air out, you don't have to worry about squeezing it completely dry. It'll dry out. So that's another awesome piece of gear. I have one that's about half that size I use for my cook sets, which I have way too many cook sets. I need to do something about that too. This I'm also really excited about, because a lot of times when we go out, we'll build fires and stuff, and sometimes I'm kind of iffy about, like the next morning I'll look at it and be like, I don't know, that could restart, and I'll go through the process of digging out like a cup or something and going down to the river and getting water and then dumping it on there to make sure it's soaked good and at least make a perimeter. This is a folding bucket, and I have looked at these before and seriously thought about getting them, and then was like, but how often will I use it? And honestly, as soon as I pulled it out, I was like, oh yeah, that's going in the bag of, I call it a ditty bag, where you carry your random stuff. But yeah, so it's just a folding bucket, and you can see it goes down really small, but it'll hold 20 liters of water. So, which would be cool too if you're at a spot where, say, river or creek's hard to get back down to, and you've got some people that have water filtration systems. Like I use the Sawyer Mini and a sea knock bag. I could run down there, or someone who's physically fit in your group could run down, fill that up, run it back up the hill, and then people that need to filter water could dip out of it and filter instead of risking having to get everybody to go down there, if that makes any sense. Which, if you're kayaking rivers, you're not going to have to worry about that. And that was the last piece of gear, but I kept this too. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just feel like it's too nice to throw away. I think Trip's mom got this made, but it's got a list of the stuff, but it's a nice, like, laminated picture, and honestly, had I had the forethought and not done Saturday the way I did Saturday, we'll just put it that way, I probably would have got Trip to sign this, just, you know, as a won this at 2020 Rockadock, you know, that type of deal. I might take it with me next year and get him to. But anyways, I wanted to just give you all the rundown on what was in the cooler, and what I thought about some of it. And if I do decide to do like a subscriber giveaway type thing, I'm gonna come up with some kind of challenge or something, like a, you know, y'all add me on Facebook or something, and then share recent adventure, maybe like photo contests from recent adventures or something. That would be fun. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. But I don't know, I'll come up with something and I'll be posting it on the channel when I do. It'll probably be stuck in one of my videos, so be watching for that. And yeah, I think that's all I've got, pretty sure. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I haven't been watching, but thanks guys for watching. If you liked it, you know, give me a like and subscribe if you want to. I ain't gonna make you to. I'm not gonna hold you at gunpoint and make you, but it does make me feel special.